right, good morning. How is everyone this morning? Right? I got to give you guys a huge hand. How many of you were up late last night? Where are my West Coast mayors? Where are you? There you. I am so impressed. We should call someone right now, like our city manager, Public Works. Well, I'll do it. Just give me your phone. Isn't it like, what? Is it, what, 4 or 5? Yeah, 4:30, right? Anyway, good morning. Welcome to the breakfast where we honor the arts. Many of you probably remember a year ago I stood up here and we talked about Burning Man. Does everyone remember Burning Man? Yeah? Right? So I did. I was lucky enough to take many of you to Burning Man, and I'm really excited. Bob Lynch made this incredible video, so I'm going to show it to you later. But my Burning Man mayors, where are you? Are you in the house? They're my risk takers and innovators. I love you guys. There you are, Mayor Kautz. So I can't wait to show you the video, but it's really, really incredible. It is one of the most impressive arts events in the entire world. So, and many of you, if you don't know this, it brings into $70 million of economic impact into my city. There's my Burning Man group right here, the amazing Burning Man team. So I'm glad you guys are here. Anyway, before we start, I want to call to your attention our 40th annual City Livability Awards program. There's an application and guideline book on each of your seats, and I believe they are right here. Everyone got one? I think we should call some people. Let's get them up. See, a lot of people were up late last night, I can tell. Anyway, this prestigious awards program, sponsored by Waste Management for over the past 30 years, celebrates the creativity of mayors and their city governments in improving the quality of life for city residents. I encourage you all to apply. The deadline is Friday, March 15th. Today is the day we join with our good partners for Americans for the Arts to honor public leadership in the arts. To kick things off, I'm going to call up someone probably many of you have never heard of, and I like to call him World Mayor because he represents all of us mayors, and that is Tom Cochrane. He is a real champion for the arts. Asking, am I here?
Oh,
How
no.
many of you feel like that this morning? I'm like,
No.
who am I? Where am I?
Yeah. Well,
right.
Thank you, Mayor, and thank you for your leadership, and thank you for hosting us in Reno, Nevada for the Burning Man event. We have this year, as you know, our theme, infrastructure, innovation, and inclusion. And believe me, all 3 I's are in the desert near Reno, Nevada for the Burning Man event. 70,000 people come they build a city. They provide their own water, they provide their own electricity from the sun, and they leave nothing behind but the dust in the desert. So, and everyone is included. So the 3 I's are very much a part of Burning Man, and so we were so pleased to be there. The arts in our cities continues. They tried to abolish the National Endowment. They tried to abolish National Endowment for Humanities and the museum program. Our strongest partner and ally is American for the Arts. And there's no one in this city that is stronger for the arts than me, and that's Bob Lynch, the president and CEO of the American for the Arts. It is my pleasure to bring Bob Lynch to the stage at this time. Thank you very much.
You know, the federal government may be shut down, but the arts are alive and well in your cities with your local arts agencies all across this country, and because of your leadership. And so I want to start off by saying thank you, mayors, for being the arts leaders in America, right along with Tom and all of the wonderful people that we'll have up here on stage today. Thank you. And I couldn't agree more with what Tom has been talking about the value of the arts, and I thank Tom for a long-time friendship, 30-year partnership, and a lifetime of leadership for the arts in America. And this whole conference has been wonderfully integrated with the arts. I was at the Canadian Embassy last night where there was wonderful jazz, and there were string performances by people who are teachers by day and string performers by night, and visual art. And so congratulations on that, that wonderful integration. I also want to thank Mayor Sheevey for her energetic leadership as chair of the Tapes Committee and the incredible on-site educational tour of Burning Man and the art at Burning Man that she organized for mayors this past August in the Black Rock Desert of Nevada. It was, I wasn't there, but I heard it was wonderful from my team that was. I'm here to talk about the critical importance of the arts in America in this particular time. You expect that from me, but I couldn't have said it better than the Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, and what she said and what she did here just a few days ago. The transformative power of the arts, the healing power of the arts, the community building power of the arts, the economic power of the arts. And that only happens because of the over $3 billion a year that mayors invest in the arts in cities across the country. Today marks our 23rd year of proudly co-presenting this annual public leadership in the arts a set of awards with the United States Conference of Mayors. Awards are presented to local, state, and federal elected leaders who have helped to advance the arts in America, as well as citizen artists who have helped advance the public good in all of your communities. In fact, in 1999, we awarded the very first Legendary Artist Award to Oscar, Emmy, Tony, and Grammy Award-winning actress and fiery advocate Rita Moreno. And today I'm very pleased to announce first to all of you that Rita will be delivering our 2019 Nancy Hanks Lecture on Arts and Public Policy just down the street at the Kennedy Center on March 4th. This event is in conjunction with our National Arts Advocacy Day, which the Conference of Mayors has co-sponsored for more than 2 decades. And anybody and everybody is welcome to just Google Hanks Lecture tickets to request your free ticket to attend this year. Speaking of Arts Advocacy Day, I'd like to take a moment to share highlights of where things stand legislatively and offer top-line findings on some new research. Just a few words. The government shutdown has also affected the arts and tourism, not only here in Washington, D.C., but in many cities across the country. And unfortunately, the National Endowment for the Arts, the National Endowment for the Humanities, and the Smithsonian Museums are among the federal agencies currently caught in this shutdown since the Interior Appropriations Bill never fully passed. It never finished. However, it's important to note that both the House and the Senate have passed standalone identical bills to not only keep the funding for the National Endowments for the Arts and Humanities for the cultural agencies, but to increase that funding for these cultural agencies in fiscal 19. And it will likely pass an even larger funding increase next year. Now, all of this, despite the fact that, and everybody knows this, that President Trump and the administration put forward a proposal to terminate those agencies and all that money that comes out to you in fiscal 18. We beat that back. We got the money, we got an increase. This year, fiscal 19, proposal to terminate, and House and the Senate has voted it back with an increase. And again, we will fight this battle in fiscal year 20. But the arts advocacy, the arts lobbying efforts out there have worked and will continue to work. And here's some remarkable news that was just in the papers today. The good people staffing the National Endowment for the Arts and the National Endowment for the Humanities, government workers like so many people here, they used their creativity and they used their business skills to find resources and a pathway to bring all of their staffs back to work on Monday. And for the next month, the NEA and the NEH will be open for business next week. So, to make sure that we were going in the right direction, Americans for the Arts commissioned an Ipsos national public opinion poll this past year. And the results show that the great majority of American voters believe in public support, your public support for the arts. 91% agree that the arts are part of a well-rounded K-12 education. 91%. 90% believe cultural facilities like theaters, museums, sculpture parks, neighborhood arts centers improve their quality of life. 72% believe that the arts unify our communities regardless of age, race, and ethnicity. And 3/4 of Americans attended an arts or cultural event in their community within the last 12 months. That was over 3,000 people surveyed, every part of the country, every economic strata. Good news for the arts, good news for investment in the arts. I'm also really happy to share that the economic impact numbers justify the public investment as well. Last year, I reported to you that the commercial and nonprofit arts together, for-profit and nonprofit, generated a $729 billion set of dollars annually, the entire industry. Well, it's gone up again. It's now a whopping $764 billion industry in America. I've seen firsthand how the arts have transformed your cities. I had the pleasure to visit, and my staff did, dozens of your communities this past year, and I've personally toured your cultural arts districts and facilities and met with many of you and your local arts leaders. In particular, I'd like to just specifically recognize a few mayors who gave me some generous hospitality in the last year. Mayor John Mitchell of New Bedford invited me to his city to talk about his vision for a major new cultural plan. Libby Schaff in Oakland, I was with her celebrating the arts, particularly the Oakland Ballet in Oakland, and was the high bidder on a breakfast with her, which has yet to take place, but I know she's here, so we're going to do some scheduling. Michael Hancock from Denver, mayor, hosted 1,200 of our members for our annual conference there in June. The mayor of Louisville today has got some 100 of our private sector arts organizations, arts councils down in Louisville. This year I'm looking forward to being with Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey and St. Paul Mayor Melvin Carter. They'll be hosting the Americans for the Arts upcoming annual convention, 1,200 leaders from all across the country coming to learn about how to advance the arts in cities everywhere. So all of this is simply a way of talking about how important you are, you mayors are, your cities are, to the arts in America and to citizens all across our country enjoying the arts. So this is a good segue to let us officially begin the public leadership in the arts portion, the Arts Awards portion of this morning's Mayor's Arts Breakfast. And I want to congratulate all the awardees today. A wonderful set of leaders, mayors, artists. And I have the privilege of presenting, in absentia, the 2019 Public Leadership in the Arts Award for State Arts Leadership to Utah Governor Gary Herbert. The governor was not able to attend in person this morning, but he is eager to accept the award at a ceremony that will take place in Utah a little bit later this year. And we had the pleasure of working with him a lot when he was lieutenant governor. But I did want to just share a few highlights of his arts accomplishments. Governor Herbert and his wife are both artists, and their love of culture also includes advancing funding and policies to support the arts throughout the state. The governor worked with the legislature on an innovative educational project that enabled thousands of low-income Utah students to attend the smash Broadway musical Hamilton when it came to Utah. And on the budget front, for the fiscal year 19 legislative session, Governor Herbert recommended a $6 million increase in new public state funds for the Utah Division of the Arts and Museums. These funds would expand cultural grants as well as support funding for a new collection management facility to protect Utah's arts and artifacts collection. So please join me, even though he's not here, in congratulating Utah Governor Gary Herbert in receiving the 2019 Americans for the Arts and the United States Conference of Mayors National Award for State Arts Leadership. And to all of you, thank you for being there.
Congratulations to Governor Herbert. And now I would like to call up someone that I wonder if, how many of you got to go to Carmel, Indiana and see what they're doing there for the arts? Wasn't it amazing? So at this time I'd like to call up Jim Brainerd, the president, and to present our next award. Come on up.
Thanks, Elder.
And it was incredible. We got to see Michael Feinstein. You're doing amazing things. Thank you so much. Go ahead, Mayor.
Thanks.
Take it away.
Well, it's great to be here. This is an important part of what the conference does each year in its partnership with American for the Arts. I think that as we think about our careers in public service, some of our most endearing contributions to our cities. You know, the political disputes of today will be forgotten in a few weeks. In a few years, no one will even know about them. But yet, what we do to build arts infrastructure, and I do refer to it as infrastructure in our cities, whether it's installations or theaters or concert halls, will be there for generations. Will be remembered, as Jack Kennedy said, for our contributions to the human spirit. You know, I have a favorite Kennedy quotation. He said, "There's a connection, hard to explain logically, but easy to feel, between achievement in public life and progress in the arts. The age of Pericles was also the age of Phidias. The age of Lorenzo de Medici was also the age of Leonardo da Vinci. The age of Elizabeth was also the age of Shakespeare." What we're really trying to do in our roles, I think, as mayor, is to help our communities in partnership with them build a civilization. Build a civilization that advances the human spirit, a civilization that provides a good place to live, but that allows people to achieve. And John Hamilton, mayor of Bloomington, Indiana, has done exactly that. John was elected as 26th mayor in 2015. Upon taking office, he focused on improving the city's economy and making it a better place to live for everyone. And the arts became an important component of his strategy. He undertook a major effort to revitalize the city arts program. He started Bloomington's 1% for the Arts, which has generated its first six-figure commission. He does that by charging a percentage on new projects. Because of that, he's been able to double the size of the city's art project grants program. He's created two new festivals, the new Black and Brown Arts Festival and the Bicentennial Street Fair. And he recently supported the first Arts and Culture Summit in Bloomington's history. And here's one thing you don't know about John. If you're really nice to him today, he may sing something from one of the more famous operas. He's an amateur opera singer. We want to have him do, well, we may want to think twice about that. But as for these and other reasons, I'm pleased to present my colleague, fellow Hoosier, Bloomington Mayor John Hamilton with the 2019 Local Arts Leadership Award for small and medium-sized cities. John?
Thank you very much, Jim. Thank you. Good morning. No, I'm not going to sing. Don't worry. I'm a baritone. We don't sing early in the morning anyway. Many of you know being a mayor is one of the most gratifying jobs there is. Many of you also know that being a mayor often means you got tough issues, wrestling with your community, trying to figure things out, and conflict, all that. But sometimes being mayor is really fun and pleasant, and that is what the arts are about in a lot of ways. You may not know a lot about Bloomington, Indiana, but if you ever saw the movie Breaking Away, you've seen my city. Hoosiers gives you a little flavor of our city. If you've ever heard John Mellencamp or David Lee Roth, you've heard it. And I know most of you have heard performances from people from Indiana University's Jacobs School of Music, one of the premier music conservatories in the world, with teachers like Joshua Bell, Leonard Slatkin, Andre Watts, David Baker. So we send our arts all around the world, and we appreciate that. If, like me, your community has arts in its DNA, then you know how fun it is to just let your community thrive. So I want to thank the U.S. Conference of Mayors. I want to thank Americans for the Arts, Mayor Brainerd for his kind remarks, Mayor Sheevey, and in particular, I want to thank Indiana University and the Bloomington Arts Council who helped sponsor this. And you all also know none of this happens without your staff. And my full-time arts director in a city of 85,000, full-time arts director Sean Starwitz is here somewhere. Sean, raise your hand, who made all this happen. Thank you, Sean. Where are you? Can't see you. Thank you for that. And I'll just close with this. In these times, when our civic and public space is so full of things that seek to divide us, things that seek to amplify our fears, and to encourage us to think differently of one another, in these times, is it not the right time to double down on the arts? To remember it is the arts in our community that appeal to our empathy, to our higher vision, that help unite our people. It is the arts whose only opponents are ignorance and apathy and fear. And let us all invest in these arts in these times to help our people and our communities grow in the empathy and the connectivity and the creativity that encourage our communities when they hear it to sing along, to dance along, to enjoy that creativity. That is what we need in our communities more than ever today, and I thank you for recognizing Bloomington and, more importantly, for recognizing the importance of arts for our future. Thank you very much.
All right, give him a huge round of applause. All right, now I'm going to call upon our past president, USCM president, my very good friend, 24/7. I call her 24/7 mayor because at 3 a.m. when I call her, she does pick up. She is wonderful, she's amazing, and that's Mayor Elizabeth Kautz to present our next award.
And don't you leave.
Okay, I'll stay.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is just my pleasure to tell you a little bit about Reno Mayor Hillary Sheevey. She has really created a renaissance in her city that has helped brand Reno as the big arts little city. I've witnessed it. And she has created a place that elevates the quality of life for the citizens of Reno. The mayor has been instrumental in continuing the city's commitment to Arts Town, a month-long arts cultural festival where all residents of the city celebrate the importance of the arts. When one thinks of Reno, they think of Burning Man. The Burning Man tea right here.
Right here.
Yes. And last August, Hillary hosted a meeting of the Tourism, Arts, Parks, Entertainment, and Sports Committee in Reno. I'm on that committee, so I got to go. And it was really a wonderful experience, and we really got a behind-the-scenes look at what kind of art event is like in Reno. So because of Mayor Sheevy's local arts leadership in placing extraordinary public arts installation throughout her community and her national leadership on the arts, I am just fortunate and proud because she is my dear friend. We have been to many things together, whether it's at Harvard, where we discovered
that we work all the time.
And we love it. We love our work, and we are 24/7, 364 throughout the year that we are answering that call and serving our citizens. And I know other mayors around the room also do that because they love their city and their people. So with that, with what Hillary does in public art installation throughout her community, the national leadership of the arts, I'm pleased to present to my good friend, Reno Mayor Hillary Sheevy, the Local Arts Leadership Award for Large Cities.
Very cool. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my goodness. I'm so honored. Seriously, this is incredible. Look at this.
You can put it with all of
Burning Man, what do you guys think?
Yeah.
This is for you.
Yeah.
I want to say thank you so much. I mean, Mayor, you have been an incredible inspiration. You have taught me so much. I couldn't have done it without you. But we've had many conversations about how important arts are to our cities. And I can't begin to tell you what arts does for economic impact.
Yeah.
And also for social change, and it's really, really critical. So if there's one thing that I could really stress to many mayors, and that is to please be involved in the arts and how it can really change a city. And you'd also be surprised. I think one thing people don't realize is that it can be a very small investment, right? To just a mural on, you know, maybe the side of a wall that's incredibly blighted, you know, very small things. But I'm so fortunate to have such an incredible arts community, and certainly Burning Man has been such a catalyst in so many ways. And I just hope that many of you will come out and see what they do, and also the culture of Burning Man. And they do not leave a trace of anything out there. And if they can do it, why can't our cities do it? It's pretty phenomenal. So, and I can't wait for you guys to see the video because you are just going to die. I think it's one of those things where I sort of laugh and say, now I've got some good campaign photos if any of you are planning to run for office again. Anyway, thank you so much. Thank you, Mayor. I love you. You're amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's also really weird to receive an award right standing here. Someone's talking about you. It's just a little bizarre. But thank you very much. At this time, I want to call up another mayor who I think is absolutely, that thing's heavy. It's amazing. It's beautiful. But I want to call up another mayor who I admire so very much, and he has done so much, obviously, in his city, but he's done so much for other mayors. And I will tell you, just his work with addiction and recovery is unbelievable. But not only that, he's a huge champion for the arts. So please help me welcome someone who I admire very, very much, and that's Mayor Marty Walsh. Woo!
Thank you very much, Mayor, and congratulations. It's my great honor this morning to present an award to my good friend and son of Boston, Michael Bivens. Michael has represented Boston on the world stage for many years in the famous group. Many of you have heard about it, New Edition, and then Belle Biv DeVoe most recently. Belle Biv DeVoe is credited with being one of the pioneers of the sounds of the early 90s, combining with hip-hop and R&B. Their debut album, Poison, peaked at #5 on the Billboard's 200 chart. Not many artists can say that they sold over 4 million records on one track, and that was Poison. I know last year at the U.S. Conference of Mayors when we were in Boston, Michael came into the Kennedy Library, and I just watched every mayor from around America that's in the age of New Edition just flock to him. And he was taking pictures and selfies and everything else, so it was amazing, and he's that type of person. Michael continues to guide and play influential roles in consulting with R&B artists in their careers, and I've watched him firsthand with young people and explaining to them and showing them a way forward. He discovered the Grammy Award-winning group Boyz II Men with Motown Records, but his influence goes beyond the boundaries of music. Michael remains very close to Boston, and Boston remains close to his heart, and he's always giving back to the city of Boston. He started the Michael Bivins basketball tournament. He supports the Boston Public Schools and youth athletics, a donation last year from the Biv Foundation, and he's actively involved in mentoring our young people in the city. We're proud that we dedicated a basketball court in his name in Roxbury. As a matter of fact, it's the best outdoor basketball court that we have in the city of Boston, with stands and everything else, to honor his long-term commitment and devotion to his neighborhood. I want to just pause for a moment and see a short video about Michael's impacts. Now, if everyone can help me congratulate Michael Bivins, the recipient of the 2019 American for the Arts at the United States Conference of Mayors Citizen Artist Award.
Well, first of all, I'm going to say good morning to everybody. And, you know, when I heard I was getting this award, I didn't know how to take it, because when you get stuff for doing things in your community and what you believe in, you just do it from the heart. Nobody really does it for an award. It's just something you care about. And for those who don't know, I'm from the Roxbury section of Boston, Orchard Park Projects, and it's a serious projects. It's a lot of things that was going on when I was coming through. You know, they was hustling and the cops was in and out of there. And it was a lot of different ways you could go as a kid if that's what you wanted to be in life. But what I wanted to be was a ball player. That meant everything to me, having that rock in my hand and making that basket and hearing the young girl scream my name. That was it. And then my childhood friends, Ricky Bell and Bobby Brown, we started New Edition. And Ralph Tresvant and Ronnie DeVoe joined us with our good manager and mentor, Brooke Payne. And I think we impacted the world. I know one thing. If you was coming up in the 80s and you was young and you was cool, you had a New Edition Bobby Brown button on your sleeve. And as I realized what we were accomplishing and what we were meaning, I was looking at a lot of artists, and I realized that some of them, when you wake up in the morning and you look in the mirror, you really like looking at yourself. Myself, I like looking in the mirror and looking in the reflection of those that are watching. And that's what helped me transition into a CEO and get a production deal with Motown Records at a time where it wasn't selling as many records as it did from Detroit. And I was able to discover Boyz II Men and ABC and give them the opportunity that I had. But then looking in that mirror, I said, no matter what I become, I'm never gonna forget where I come from. So every time I move around the country and I run into different sports friends of mine who love their favorite teams, I always rep Boston. It's our way of having a moment of repping our city. And all of you Marys from different cities around the world, it's just a good feeling to stand here in front of you to tell you, I'm proud of what you do in your city, And I hope I can continue to make you proud of what I do in my city, because that's all I know. That's where I come from. And I'm going to accept this award and keep pushing and keep my good friend and buddy Marty Walsh beside me, because what we're doing for our city is we're opening souls, we're keeping those souls open, and we're filling them with good love, care, and community outreach. And I just want to say thank you to my beautiful wife who's holding her cell phone filming, Miss Tisha Bivens, and my good buddy Trav. Everybody wave, he's on Instagram Live. You can wave to him. And my good friend Rico, who's my producer, who's been with me since 19, he's from the DC area. And we have a foundation in my closing called the Biv Fam Foundation. So I'm gonna get all of your information from Jocelyn. I'm gonna hit you up, and we're gonna have a trade-off. You help me do a youth program in your city, I'll make sure you get tickets and a cool picture with my crew at the concert. I love y'all, thank y'all, and God bless.
That girl is poison. Where is it? Anyway, okay, now I'm going to call up upon our President, Mayor Benjamin, and the Mayor of Charleston, Mayor John Tecklenburg, to present our next award.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I always love the last day of the conference. Early mornings and late nights, and we're still here, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Very briefly, and I'm going to defer to my friend John Tecklenburg. Jonathan Green is an internationally acclaimed and awarded professional artist. In 38 years of creating art with extensive inclusions in museums all around the world, exhibitions around, literally on almost every continent, he's considered to be one of the nation's outstanding American artists. I will say this, and then I'm going to step aside. Jonathan represents so many of us who know him and know him well. Just a special presence in South Carolina. A man who has exhibited an ability to connect the dots with our rich and long and sometimes tortured history, with the incredible future that we know we can build together if indeed we're working together. He is a uniquely gifted man in spirit and a dear friend, and we consider him a treasure. We consider him a treasure for the state of South Carolina. John considers him a treasure for the city of Charleston, and he tries to claim him as much as he can, exclusively to Charleston. I'm going to step aside, let John do the awards, but so happy to be a piece of the puzzle here.
Absolutely. Thank you, Steve. Yeah, it's an honor to present this award to my good friend, an amazing human being, Jonathan Green. He was appointed, I appointed him to be the ambassador for the arts from Charleston, South Carolina, and he's doing an amazing job. He's also chairman of our Arts Commission. We have an Arts Commission. His arts and talents, though, have been incorporated into productions of ballet and modern dance, music, opera, theater, literature, film, fashion, clothing, and video documentaries throughout the United States. He resides in Charleston and paints in his studio there. He's been an inspiration to kids and arts programs and an inspiration to other artists and to the vibrant arts culture of Charleston, South Carolina. In addition, he's just an amazing human being. Please watch this video about Jonathan Green.
I've never thought of life without art. I've always done art all of my life. I've always had tremendous support from the women of my family, my grandmother, my mother, aunts. Always I'm painting about people from my past because those are the people that I can remember most clearly. And I think it's important. I think in terms of an artist of African American descent and culture, it's very important for me to paint whom I am and the people that I grew up around. The marsh, which is the most, in my opinion, of my international travels, is the most beautiful place on the planet, the marshlands of South Carolina. In the studio, I'm usually working on a series of works. Most often I have 2 or 3 series that I'm working on, which consist of anywhere from 12 to 20 paintings. It's a privilege for me to be an artist. So having the honor to be an artist and the privilege to be able to make a living from it gives me all the muse and enthusiasm I need to wake up every morning.
So how many of y'all love Porgy and Bess? Right, everybody loves Porgy and Bess, right? It's an American classic. Imagine all the costumes and the backdrops for the whole production of Porgy and Bess being created by Jonathan Green. It was amazing, and we're going to have a replay of that production at Spoleto in 2020, the 350th anniversary of Charleston. So y'all come to Charleston a year from now, see Spoleto and Porgy and Bess and Jonathan Green's work. We are so proud to present to him the Mayor's Citizens Artist Award. Jonathan Green.
Good morning, everyone. What a pleasure to be in Washington, D.C. What a pleasure to be a part of the arts community and culture, and to thank everyone for being here. I would like to start by saying, for those of you that may not know as much about the life and the role of the artist, let's go back to the cave drawings and paintings 20,000 years ago. So when my grandmother insisted that I continue to mimic as a child, pulling charcoal from the stove, getting a little extra break as a child when the other kids had their chores to do, I knew that it was an amazing gift to have an adult appreciate play by a child. Now, from those cave drawings, I learned the importance of culture, spirituality, community, and preserving. So I'm from a long line of artisans, going back to those cave drawings. And you know, we as artists, we not only paint and draw, but we are also activists. We are also communicators. We remind you of your history and the importance of the arts in every community. Can you imagine a city without the arts? Can you imagine history without the arts? Can you imagine the Bible without the arts? You know, when the Bible was printed, 99.9% of the population were illiterate. It was the arts that made religion come alive. And it is in religion that its foundation is the arts. So for those that think little and not know much about the arts, you wouldn't be here without it. From the clothing you wear, beautiful table settings, our cities, our museums, and the artists that really work the most are the ones you rarely get to see because we're in those studios. Now, out of the Low Country Rice Culture Project comes an understanding and an appreciation for culture. When I moved back to South Carolina, I was told by most of my friends that it was not a time and a place to be in. But artists are the ones that go into these places that are so desperate in terms of a form of communication. And it was through the Low Country Rice Culture Project, out of my art, that I wanted to create a conversation of all of those rice fields of my ancestors that had been enslaved for 300 years that no one talked about, that built the city of Charleston, South Carolina, laid every brick on every historical building. The images of Africa is still vibrant in cities like South Carolina. I'm a byproduct of it, and there are many other byproducts of it. So in accepting this award, I want to thank you humbly from the depths of my heart, because this means so much for the artistic community. I was impressed with the speech of Mr. Bivens, giving back to the community and asking of your support for us. Because if you don't support the arts, and let me be more specific, if you don't support the women that support the arts, then we are destined to doom. Thank you.
All right, on with the show. Anyone that knows anything about me, this is the part where we go off script, and I like to, they're all laughing because they know me. But I like to call up people just sort of randomly to see how quick they are. And so I'm going to invite up a very dear friend of mine and a wonderful mayor, Mayor Barnett, to announce the next award. He's like, what? Oh, there you are. He hates it when I do that to him. I did it to him last year too. But anyway, so we were talking back there, we're both really excited about to announce this next Artist Award. This is very, very special for me, and you became familiar with her art, and I know you're a big fan. So I did want you to come up and present the next award. Are you ready?
I am.
Okay.
I think so.
All right, take it away.
Well, it is my privilege to present the next award. She is a New York-based artist who connects deeply with the environmental issues and the perils of humanity's evolution. It says here in the script that she is the creator of monolithic, immersive sculpture that catalyzes social engagement. I now realize why you wanted me to do this. You don't know what these words mean, do you?
Oh, okay.
So, her work is incredible.
Never again am I inviting you up here.
It's perfect. It's my plan. I suggest that you go out into the hallway outside of the federal rooms and look at one of the pieces and see for yourself how good of an artist she actually is. It's absolutely incredible work. She's the longest running solo female artist at Burning Man, and she created the first Burning Man sculpture to be collected for a permanent collection in a U.S. museum. Let's take a look at this short video about her work.
I tend to make art that is large enough, that's human size, that you can go inside, that you can climb sometimes. And I love creating, in particular, I love creating space that is a gathering space. And I think that's what public art can do, is provide a place for people to gather and to have those human connections. Innovation, inclusion, and infrastructure, this is exactly what we're doing here. And it is exactly the priorities that should be focused on in a city to make it vital. And when I travel to cities, I want to go see art. I want to go see how they celebrate life. That's how we know it's important.
Is her work not incredible? It's incredible. So at this time, I would now like to present the 2019 Americans for the Arts and the United States Conference of Mayors Citizen Artist Award to renowned artist Kate Rodenbush. Yay! Woo!
Okay, now I can read. Now I can see you. I can read. Yeah.
Okay, wow. U.S. Conference of Mayors, Americans for the Arts, thank you for honoring my art in this way. This is absolutely thrilling for me. And Mayor Sheevy, it's amazing to see the cultural renaissance of Reno evolve with the creative force of Burning Man art behind it. And it's so awesome to be a part of your cultural landscape. It's amazing. I love it. So, it's a total joy to have my parents here. Peter and Helen Raudenbush, I adore you. Even though you told me 20 years ago that pursuing this crazy thing called Burning Man was totally irresponsible and escapist. Yeah. However, they later came to Burning Man and they absolutely loved it, and they're my greatest champions. So, but what I learned there was that self-transformation can occur at the growth edge of risk. Burning Man is not so much a place to escape your reality as it is a place to create your own alternate reality. 20 years ago, I had no idea how to weld steel, but I did have this overwhelming desire to enter into a creative dialogue with the epic themes put forth by Burning Man. Each artwork had a near impossible timeline requiring massive collaboration and sharing of skills and resources. The desert was a vast, empty canvas on which to shape an alternative reality. And this is what artists are born to do. In our best moments, creative expression is a living representation of our human identity, our human story, our fears, and our glory. If history is any measure, creativity is one of humanity's greatest gifts. It can not only shape who we are, but it can envision who we want to become. At Burning Man, where nothing is for sale, the currency is creativity, and that leads to a paradigm shift. I saw that the mind-blowing art created in this space was a catalyst for human connection and therefore social change. Art was not just a thing, but an experience of communal creation for a city of 80,000 people. And when you have an audience that large, I felt compelled to make art whose meaning was in service to something larger than myself. Art about ritual self-empowerment, technological sustainability, and most importantly, humanity's relationship with our Earth. Through my sculpture, Futures Past, which was installed right here on the streets of DC for the Smithsonian's Burning Man exhibition last year, I hope that each public interaction with the art and its meaning could be an opportunity for an expansion of consciousness about creating a sustainable future. Consciousness shifts come from beyond Burning Man, of course. And in 2008, I had a startling conversation with a young 9-year-old girl named Grace. Barack Obama was on the cusp of winning the presidency, and our dialogue was about the environmental issues that we faced. I asked Grace what she thought about her future role in this country, and she looked at me with a heavy conviction: to clean up your mess. I was struck by the fact that an entire generation of children across this country and the world are acutely aware of this burden we have given them, because they will have to deal with the consequences of our actions and our inaction. And now, Grace is old enough to vote. Yes. So in closing, I have one thing to ask of you, but I'll do it in Burning Man style. I would like to put forth an epic theme to you, mayors of this country. There is an environmental reality to face, and more of the US population are moving into your cities. The catastrophes of Mother Earth and the weather shifts are showing us that we are completely irresponsible and escapist. But through this risk, there is an alternate reality waiting to be created by you. Yes, it has a near impossible timeline, requiring massive collaboration and sharing of skills and resources. But this country is a vast canvas on which to shape a beautiful, sustainable reality together. And from what I've seen this week at the Mayor's Conference, this is what leaders like you are born to do. So when Grace shows up in your life 10 years into the future and asks you what your legacy as mayor was, I hope you can tell her that you were the pioneers that ignited the critical paradigm shift to finally create a sustainable way of living in this country. Together, we will be living proof that creative and societal transformation succeeds at the growth edge of risk.
Don't forget your award. All right. Thank you so much. What an incredible honor this is for you, and just you're so deserving. I mean, if everyone, you're like a rock star out on the playa. Everyone knows who this incredible woman is, and you so deserve it. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you guys.
See you in Reno.
Yes, see you in Reno. This concludes our Arts Awards, but I want to say congratulations to all of our winners. Everyone give them a huge round of applause. I mentioned earlier that I wanted to sort of share this Burning Man experience with you. It was really incredible. It was incredible to take mayors out to the playa and just all of the things that we got to experience. So I'm excited to show this video to you, and don't judge us. And you'll see, it looks like I'm wearing white mascara. I had so much dust in my eyelashes, and everyone kept saying, "Where'd you get that mascara? It's so cool." It was dust. So we're gonna show you. But take it, Bob's got an incredible video. Bob came with us, and Bob Barnett. So thank you, Bob, for doing this. Okay, let's roll it.
Art can create community, and out of community can create civic mindedness, and out of civic mindedness creates people really invested in the city they're living in.
The culture and creativity of a city is very, very important, and that's what makes people love where they live, taking advantage of the culture and the creative people there.
The interesting thing about Burning Man is to be able to see, like, if your city didn't exist yesterday and does today, what would you invent if you were just starting fresh? What is the essence of what a city is? What is a community like?
You know, when you're a mayor, you just get so caught up in doing things and the whole idea of things, how you're supposed to do things. And a lot of times you need to step back, think about it. and how you really want to do things.
If you really talk to people in your community and say, hey, what would you like this place to be? We're able to do that here in Black Rock City, but I think that's not impossible in cities that aren't temporary like ours.
We have Megan Miller, the Director of Communications from Burning Man. She's got 2 mayors with her, and I'm excited to listen to it. Take it away.
We are stronger when we're working to build healthy communities where every single individual's value is recognized. And to see those principles on display here, it's pretty cool.
If we can have more of this type of culture, we would be so much better off, and we would love one another, respect one another, and really embrace who we are.
I think this is an experience for all mayors. I came away with so many thoughts about what this community was about. A community that was caring and accepting and inclusive.
And Burning Man provides that opportunity to touch and to play and to think and to be challenged in the ways that art are supposed to do. And it was a really profound experience.
It allows people to come together to talk about our future, talk about humanity, using the art as a conduit for human connection.
Really shows the power of the human spirit when people are working together. This week, we're all city builders.
It's not about the streets or the transportation or the businesses or the influx of money. It's about the people.
For my own ability to relate with all of my constituents. When I got home, there was a whole set of folks who were like, you know, my mayor gets me in a different way. Immersing into projects like Burning Man sends a message that our city is inclusive, we're fun, that we're ready for some challenges, and that we want everybody to participate.
What do you think? Are you guys ready to come with me? Right? Okay, so again, I want to see my Burning Man mayors. Where are you? Stand up. Mayor Couts is right there. Nina, I see you over there. Come on, let me see you guys. Stand up. Stand up. You are my innovators and risk takers. I love you guys. And just so you know, so you don't feel bad, my first time out to Burning Man, I went out there and I went kicking and screaming. It sounded like not a good time, right? Because I don't like to be dirty. But it was one of the best experiences that I have ever had, and I am so proud that it is obviously right in my backyard. But I always say that arts are a way that you package a city. Think about it for, if someone comes to visit your city for the first time, think about when they see that first piece of art. What do you think they want to do? They want to continue to explore your city and see what else you have, right? So I always say that is the way that you really package a city, and it can be so impactful. So I just want to encourage you mayors. I can't wait to see the next set of mayors that are stepping up to come. Who's ready? Come on, you guys. And it is impressive because the infrastructure, it's literally a pop-up city. And you should see how they do this. It is unbelievable. And the infrastructure. So as mayors, we can really learn a lot from this experience. So I can't wait to see who's going to come out. But I also have the Burning Man Extraordinaire team who is amazing, and I love you guys. And they have been so supportive of Conference of Mayors. Because sometimes, you know, artists, they, especially a lot of the artists that I know, they are very self-aware, and they're not, sometimes not too social, right? And so I think it's so amazing how Burning Man has really also embraced Conference of Mayors, and I love you guys. You guys are incredible. So if anyone gets the opportunity, we have the whole team here, and I want to introduce you to them. I am going to make you stand up because I'm one of those mayors. I love to embarrass everyone. So I want you to meet Megan. I think I call her like the mayor of Burning Man because she is truly amazing. I want her to run for office one day. She is their communications director. Yeah. They have a radio like station just for Burning Man. Is that all year round or is it just during that time? Yeah, it's amazing. So it's truly a city. So we got to get on the air and kind of tell everyone what we were doing. And it was really cool because we'd pass camps and people would be like, mayors are out here. So it was kind of cool. Mayors were like the cool kids. But anyway, so this is Megan. She's amazing. Marnie, where are you? Government relations. There, she's incredible. And I'm lucky because Marnie lives in my city. Megan just moved to Reno, and they're wonderful. I can't begin to tell you how inspirational all of you guys have been. And then we also have with us Kim, Director of Arts and Culture Civic Engagement. Dominique, our Communications Manager. And we can't forget Zach. He's all Hillary, the wonderful Zach. And they also brought along with them Scott Froschauer, an extraordinaire who makes street signs. Did you guys get to see the street signs outside? This is Scott's work. Stand up. So they will be outside the entrance to the ballroom under the start sign where you can pick up your 2019 Burning Man calendar and start your trip to Burning Man. So I'm going to encourage all of you. And remember, write down these dates because everyone's been kind of asking me what dates are we doing this. This is August 27th. And 28th. So I can't wait to see all of you on the playa. And I want to say thank you so much for waking up with us this morning. I know it was kind of brutal for some of you, but you did it. So anyway, thank you so much. I hope you enjoy the rest of the conference, and God bless America.